Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to the East-West Show. Jack Chow on the East-West Show with lots of fun. And especially when there's a chance, I mean when they are not busy at the federal level, neither are they busy at the state level, and at the bottom level, the cities or locally, there's no big news breaking up. So this is the moment that I sneak in to bring something that I believe, which is the essence of life, to bring to enhance our audiences for their understanding, right? So if you recall, about a month ago, we did one show talking about interracial marriage, attended by a good friend of mine, Evelyn Tan, talking about her marriage with her lovely husband. And she's a musician. She had lots of spice to her life. And that was very positive because in the sense that I received lots of emails from my audience saying that, Jack, I like your politics, but and every time you are not talking about politics, we like you better. See, that's it. So that's why I decided, okay, let's do one more time. So today, joining me in the subject of interracial marriage is my good friend, Joseph Gish. Mr. Joseph Gish is a CPA for life, and his lover, he's a loving husband to Julie Gish. And yes, you see the hands. Yeah. Well, I want to join. Okay, now be the third wheel. Okay, anyway. So Julie is a housemaker basically, but she takes class. She's a student. Right? Yeah. And by the way, she is a fast learner. And I know her and her mom, who I call her sister, a lot of years. We go back lots of years. So to both of you, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you giving us the opportunity to come on this platform, and many thanks to you and EDI.
Very good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you for recognizing the efforts. The efforts being that I want to push what is positive for life. Right? When two people coming from, one from the east end of the globe, the other from the west side of the globe, with totally different background, culture, everything, even by height. You're about 6'10" or 6'2"? 6'2".
I'm 6'7".
Almost there. Yeah, I'm almost there. All right. You're 6'10", all right, especially, right? So how they can come together? I mean, hand in hand, heart by heart, how can? And what makes a miracle? Stuff like that. Well, on the surface, it is only a one couple, right? It is only one couple, that's it. But if you stretch it to use it to see the problems like a thermometer, right? Like a spectrum, to the rest of the world, you see, oh, come on, it's only problems, right? Yeah. Problem can be resolved. And there are other ways, there are at least one other way to resolve problems. So that is my whole thing, that is the whole purpose, that is the theme. You understand, right? Yeah. Very good. Yeah. That's why I want you to share everything with the audience, and no secret at all. You're a saving account, all right? And you're a saving account. Okay, I'm kidding. All right, never touch that. So, first, let's start the whole thing. Background of yourself, please. Who wants to start first?
Let my wife start first.
Okay, let the lady do it first. Let the better part do it first.
Hi, everybody. My name is Julie Gish. The story back to 2007, and I met my husband in Spain. And then, back then I was studying Spanish in Spain, and I picked up a lot culture stuff and into the Eastern culture, Western culture. So it was just a miracle. I don't know why. I just met him there, and within 7 days we got married.
You're scaring me. You're kind of like frightening me. 7 days?
Yeah.
All right.
7 days.
And on what condition? What happened that day when you first met?
Just like a lot of things transpired on that day. You can just say that the fate kind of aligned the cards like a royal flush, if you want to say that.
Royal flush, okay.
I want to expound on what you said before. You said just 7 days. God created the earth in 7 days. So anything's possible, you know?
7 days, all right, that's 7 days. The number 7 is very funny, all right?
Yeah.
You go to Las Vegas, you have all the 7s.
Yeah.
I once put together 4 7s on a big one, big thing.
Wow.
I forgot the last bit. So that didn't work out. I didn't get no pay. So my 7 stayed that way. Your 7 worked. Anyway, on what day? What kind of day was that?
Well, it was October.
October.
It was in October around like 16th.
Okay.
Sorry, just a little hazy because what happened after that was just like a whirlwind, you know, of stuff that, you know, just can consume you. And nobody, no matter how smart or tactful you can be, nobody can be prepared for when fate spins you around.
And
at a
It
funeral.
happens
I still remember.
right on the moment, right?
Yeah, the first time I saw him, I called him 老公. I don't know if anybody knows 老公 in Chinese means husband. And
Oh, you started doing that?
Yeah, he was
Okay.
shocked. He said, "What?" And I
What?
told him what 老公 means, and I told him, you know, I'm a fake fortune teller. So I read his palm, and I told
see.
him in all his life he only had one marriage.
I see.
If he doesn't marry me, he never can get married.
All right. In other words, you pushed him.
Yeah.
Was that true or not?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm more of a careful person. But I do think outside the box because, as you know, accountants
Okay.
are very conservative.
Good.
And however, when I was with her, and I just lost control, like I said.
You should be
Another
in
word,
control.
is kind of a God-made thing without you guys having to know anymore necessarily, right? You just follow the trend and let it happen. All right, and what second? I mean, that must be a very busy 7 days, because you got lots of things to do.
No, the sad part, I had a very stressed life in Spain. And although I went to a new country and I don't know anything there. So I need to pick up Spanish very quick. And it was kind of hard for Chinese people to study Spanish.
Okay, yeah, I
And
know.
then I
That
learned
make
a
my
lot
head
of
spin
new
like a
stuff.
toad, like a top.
Yeah.
All right.
And then, so I got very fat, like 180 pounds. I almost lost all my confidence and everything. I thought that I'm pretty ugly, something like that.
I see.
But I
see.
still have a good heart. I think it's more important.
And
And the minute I met him and like we were in the airport, he just, you know, spin me around and said, "You're not fat. You're the most beautiful woman in the world."
all right.
And he
Okay.
called me wife.
And that very moment.
Yes.
And then what did you do next day?
Well,
Because looks to me you have something like now. I know that you fell in love with each other the first glance, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to do more, a little more, and the next day, and then you have a wedding to plan. So that must be a very busy 7 days.
of
There's
course.
only 24 hours each.
So we went to after that we went to a Scottish bar, right? A Scottish style bar.
Scottish style bar,
Yeah.
and had a drink.
Yeah, we had a couple of drinks.
You made her drunk.
No.
No.
Hey,
No.
my family owns bars back in
Yeah.
the Midwest, and I don't believe in any of those cheap tricks, if you want to say what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I was kidding.
Yeah, I
thought
know.
You make her drunk, and the next you check her in a hotel room or something.
Oh, yeah.
That's most stories go like that.
Of
right?
course, yes.
Yeah, of course,
yes.
And then you got wedded where? In Spain or
Yeah.
China.
In China.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
So-
you took him to China?
No, actually it happened like that. Like I got a little bit drunk in the Scottish bar, and I think this guy is handsome and is my Mr. Right. But I never thought I'm gonna marry him because
All right.
actually I'm a traditional Chinese woman. I always think when I was in school, I always think that American guy is a little bit player. So I was kind of drunk, and he's very tall. I wear very high heels. I try to match him, and then we are kind of drunk. I said, you know what? I'm lazy. I don't like to do a lot of work in life, and I don't earn a lot of money. He said, it doesn't matter. I can I can forgive, I can tolerate everything, and I can give you a very good life. And he said, in the future, you will have a very good life, like you can imagine.
Oh, sounds very touchy.
Oh, fortune teller. Huh?
Such a touchy, yeah.
And
Okay.
It was an accident. My high heels is broken, and I was so fat back then. And then he carried me.
You were a little overweight anyway. Don't use the word fat. That's not a friendly word.
No,
Be friendly to yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
Little overweight. And he carried you.
Yeah, he carried me for
On the
like,
back
Yeah, on the back.
or in the front?
On the
I put her up. Well, carrying her like that is like bad if you're traveling on the sidewalk, because you never know what's going to happen, and you don't know if there's going to be a puddle, and then they drive off, and it gets her hair wet. So she was on my back, and then her legs were around my waist, and I took her all the way back to my hotel room.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
So at that moment, I know this is the guy I
You
want to
convinced her
Yeah.
that's the guy. That's the Mr. Right.
He's very
Mr. Right.
dependable.
And then you decided to go to China.
Yeah, and then we both had pneumonia back then, and in Spain.
You Spain.
Yeah, we
okay.
took care of each other very well.
Okay.
And then he asked me, he said, what's your plan for future? And then I said, okay, I want to go to America. And then he told me, you can just go back to China, and I'm going to marry you. I was thinking, this guy probably lied to me.
Oh, he's playing
Yeah.
around, right? Okay.
And then, but I decided to try because he just make me, like, grateful and everything. He acted like 3 different roles in my life.
I see.
Like father,
I see.
friends, husband. It's very
I
important.
see. I see. And a brother. Father, friend, brother, husband, everything. Okay,
Yeah.
very good. You got lots of job to do, huh? Lots
Oh,
of job
hey.
to do.
Hey, I mean, that's why my hair sometimes is messed up, because I wear many hats. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Okay, my dear friends, today we're talking about another example for interracial marriage. They both are my friends, very close friends. We drink beer all the time. Never had we a chance to talk about their life. But today for the show, which I want to promote one thing, that between culture, there is no barrier, unless you want to find an excuse. There is no barrier in language, between languages, or cultures, or customs, or whatever, and yes, as long as you want to make the approach. Once you did, you succeed, no problem. All of those who complain about the cultural barrier is just getting excuse for themselves. Say, with me, Mr. Gish and Mrs. Gish, and thank you very much. We will be right back after this little break. Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to the East-West Show. Jack Shaw, your proud host here. We're talking about lots of subjects in life. In my term, I say, as long as the thing is uplifting, it is my subject, right? So I do lots of promotion, and for that I won several awards given at the local level, state level, even from the federal level. So I believe that it is not me being recognized, it's the issues that I push being recognized. For that, I thank all my audience. This is you that made me me. Right. Now, today, once again, in the second show of the interracial, intercultural marriage, we are putting up another example, Mr. and Mrs. Gish, Julie and Joseph. I can't believe it. It is a marriage that made only out of 7 days. How many years you guys are married so far?
Almost 10.
Almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years. In 7 days of knowing each other, made a marriage that lasted at least 10 years.
Yeah.
For that, I give you 4 hands. I don't have 4 hands. Right? I wish I had an octopus. I have 8, so I can give you all 8 for that. Okay. And sometimes people kind of knowing each other for 5, 6, 7 years, they hang, right? And then the marriage lasts only for 2 months or 3 months. That is exactly the contrary, right? It is the contrary. So now, putting together, at the moment when you call her jokingly husband,
Yeah.
And he does the same thing, say jokingly, wife. In your mind, did you ever think this is the guy I want to marry, and I have to marry him, or did you think the same way?
I can go off first. I have an analytical mind, and my mind moves like a computer processor.
Okay. That's why you're a CPA.
Well, however, when I called her wife, I instantly had a picture of us together. I'm not going to say where. Not going to say where. Not like Americans say white picket fence house, right? I didn't have that white picket fence house picture, but something just told me that she's my wife.
That's amazing. And you, what happened to you in your mind? At the bottom of your mind, what did you think?
I don't think I can describe my feeling very well, but it's just like something told me that it's gonna happen, and something is invisible and pushed me, and I know we're gonna be together. And even in very bad circumstance, I never give up. And like
I see.
how to call this, like a prediction or sixth sense? I'm very sensitive about it. So we are
the chemistry. Am I right? The chemistry. The chemistry click.
Yeah.
Right. And not only the first moment, and the lasted during the first week, and it's still now.
Yeah.
Right. Are you a Christian by any chance?
Yes.
You are. And you?
Yeah.
Baptized?
I was kind of Hindu.
Okay, very good, very good. Thank God.
I believe in Hinduism. I actually believe in all forms of religion, because all forms of religion have one God.
Okay,
it's all the same.
You're right. You're right. It's under the flag of democracy. We have the freedom of religion. That's for sure. But thing is that okay, let me go back. I still want to go chronicle ways, right? So. Back to the time when you guys got married. In which city did you get married?
Shandong, Qingdao.
Shandong, Qingdao. That's a beautiful place. I'm from Shandong.
Yeah,
I'm from
famous
Yantai only apart from you like this, right? Okay, now. So how long have you waited until he kind of immigrated you to the United States?
Oh, I think almost 2 years. We are
almost 2 years, okay.
Yeah, very complicated case. So.
Okay. Did you miss each other during the 2 years a lot?
I moved to China.
Yeah, he moved to China.
You moved to China? Okay, tell me about the moving. Moved to China. What did you do?
Well, after I got back from Spain, I told my family, said, I met someone. My mom and dad go, great. And they go, I'm going to get married. They go, what? What? And they go, is she Spanish? And I'm like, no, she's Chinese.
She's Chinese.
What?
Why?
Well, and I just said, what? You know, and my family is very traditional. And a little small background about myself is I went to like Catholic schools my whole life where there was no racial divide.
All right.
Maybe there was a handful of people that were Asian, African American, or Hispanic in the school. So I never really got a diverse environment.
You're colorblind.
Well, after I went to the university, then that kind of, I had to get glasses because that just blinded me, but it was so great. And then I started exploring other races to be friends with. So,
okay. And
so
then?
My family's very traditional.
Okay.
But my parents were open to the fact of me marrying somebody of a different race.
Okay.
But
and then you were let go.
They didn't want me to go.
Okay.
But they just did that as a parent worrying about their child. They didn't do it because they didn't have any animosity toward Julie at all. They were just worried about me going to China by myself.
You're right.
And I wasn't 30 years old yet, so.
All right.
And I had a good job in Chicago. So I left New Year's Eve.
You blew everything up.
I left all my friends, my family, my job. I went to China.
Went to China.
December 31st.
Yeah.
2007.
And then
yes.
you stayed there for 2 years.
1.5
waiting,
years.
1.5, waiting for the paperwork to be ready. All
Yeah,
right.
the moment
That's
he came to
almost
China. I moved
amazing,
there.
amazing. So did you ask him, you come to China, live with me, or otherwise I will divorce you, something like that? Did you say anything?
No, I didn't say that. And like he gave me this ring in Spain, and it called Sagrada Familia. It's Spanish, like a five-finger church. And he told me, this is my promise to you. You go back to China, and I'm gonna go find you. And, I'm gonna immigrate you here. I said, what? I said it's a very long story. And
oh my God.
And then
you moved me. That's a very moving story.
I picked him up at the airport. I know he's real because he brought his affidavit single. Affidavit single for marriage to prove that.
I see. That's the genuine document to prove his singleship, right?
At the beginning, he told me, he said, "Hi, baby, I can't go to China." I said, "Why?" In the airport, he said, "My parents doesn't want me to go." I said, "Then that's fine." I said, "You can stay there. I don't want to force people to
He
do
did
something."
come to Qingdao and stayed there for 1.5 years to live with you. And what did you do then? Back then for 1.5 years? Not working?
Well, I had to work because I had to get a visa. The visas back then were only 3 months, and they were only single entry visas.
I see.
So what I did was I asked her to see if there's any accounting jobs. Maybe, maybe I can do that and get some international experience.
Yeah, okay.
But unfortunately, Rosetta Stone really didn't pan out good because I tried, and I couldn't speak the language for anything.
Okay.
So foreign teacher was the way, and that's not something I normally did.
I see.
Yes.
All right, you took one.
I had to.
You took
For
one,
her,
yeah,
yes.
all right. Okay, very good, very good. And you taught in school
Correct.
for some time,
Correct.
and then when the paper is ready, you took her to land here.
Yes.
Very good, very good. That's quite amazing. That's quite amazing. Okay, now, where and when did you meet her mom?
I met her in Chicago at the Lunar Festival.
That was after the marriage.
I met her before too, because we crossed paths in Chicago as well. Because I was part of a Chinese. Some of my friends had a Chinese company, so I helped them out a little bit too. So I was there, like helped promote the business,
So before you knew her, before you knew Julie, or after you knew Julie?
Before.
Before.
Yeah.
Before. So that time you did not know you're going to end up with her daughter?
No, he doesn't know that, and then.
That's another amazing part.
Yeah.
I know it's.
That's very mystifying.
I know. This is a puzzle where if you tried to put together all the pieces, you'd probably flip it over and say I give up because it's just like.
It's too coincident.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It sounds like a made-up story. So you met her mom in Chicago prior to you met with her in Spain.
Yeah.
All right? And you never knew they are related.
Well, yeah.
And you never knew they are related.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing. That's quite amazing. All right, good. All right, good. In other words, I say, am I safe to say that your marriage is kind of God made?
Yeah, this is.
It is
what-
God
Yes.
made, right?
Yes.
Although
Okay.
he's American and I'm Chinese, but I think we are kind of look like each other. A lot of people say that.
Yeah, good. I believe that. I believe that. Okay, my dear friends, we're having lots of fun here. The more fun is the part that there's lots of coincidences. There's so many coincidences. The story sounds like a made-up story. But as a matter of fact, it is my friend about my friend. There are truth. There are solid truths, nothing but truth. But I want to make a point. The point is that there is no barrier in culture, between culture, language, whatever, at all, unless you want to find an excuse. Right? Stay with us. We'll be right back, please. My dear friends, my dear audience, my lovely audience, welcome back to the lovely show talking about a pair, couple, lovely couple. A friend of mine, Mr. Gish and Mrs. Gish, Joseph and Judy. You see the hand together tell you the story. After 10 years, their hands are still tied up like that. So I give 2 thumbs up for that. And yet, what is more amazing is that is a marriage only made after 7 days, within 7 days after they first met. And the more amazing part is that Joseph, met his mother-in-law prior to he met with Judy. And they did not even know each other who is who. So no wonder in the Western world there is a book called Who is Who. So we do not know who is who. Right, good, very good. Now, back to real McCoy. The real McCoy being, of course, getting to the momentum, easy. Falling in love, easy, right? Yeah. Having fun, easy. Mm-hmm. Now, when you are when you are landed, right, in Los Angeles, started a thing you called a life, especially a day-to-day life, did you find you guys in heaven or in hell?
Well, you want to say?
You say.
When we first arrived in Los Angeles, which would be May 22nd, 2009, mm-hmm. we had a lot of issues facing us because my mom put like so much pressure because my uncle was very sick at the time. And he had 3 different forms of cancer. She said, you need to see him, you've been away and all that. Then I get to Los Angeles. I tried to do some job hunting. However, the euphoria of getting the immigrant visa kind of passed that up. So then I started looking for work, but then we wanted to show her like Big Bear, everything like that, and to show her the culture. So we had
in other words, you have her to entertain.
Yes.
Right? You have an uncle to attend.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
So luckily I found a job at a hospital at the beginning. So at least we could get on our feet. We had a apartment for a while. Then after that, about September on Labor Day, she went to see my family for the first time.
All right.
And good. We had to take a red-eye flight out of LAX.
Okay.
And
to Chicago.
Yes. Then she met my family. She met my grandmother. She met my aunt. She saw my mom, my dad, my brother, my niece, my nephew, and my uncle, who was in the long-term care facility. And what really helped, because we went to see my uncle right away, my uncle was kind of a guy that no nonsense. He was a straight shooter, and he didn't care what other people.
Like a center of the family thing.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
He said, you guys look like a great couple. And my mom and my aunt, that was their brother,
they bought it right away.
Resonated with them. And I'm telling you that I think when we went over to my brother's house, because there's no point in getting a hotel, we stayed to see my niece and nephew. My brother gave up his master bedroom so we could sleep there.
Oh, good. In other words, you convinced the whole family.
I don't think I convinced the whole family. I just think I use my action to speak louder. You know?
I see.
Then I just share our story heart to heart to them. And just, his family doesn't like the way I dress. And then they bought me a lot of clothes. And I need to learn a lot, pick up a lot of manner. And everything is different. And before they eat, they normally pray. And then everything is, I'm a kind of person.
You find yourself a stranger.
Yeah.
All right. So okay, now, the thing is that when you find different things, okay, did you think of changing him first, or did you think of changing yourself first?
I think if I love this guy, I should change myself first. I can't change other people because they are grow up under this background,
Okay.
or this culture. That's what I think the relationship is more important, support, compromise.
I heard
yeah.
that. I heard that loud. I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that.
And
okay,
no
that.
matter how my husband did, I always tell him, I said, even the word dump you, I will always be here.
Very good. And on your side, Joseph, I know that you were in China for some time, and you even learned quite some local language or local slang, especially terms when they are not happy, right?
Yes.
Like say, can you still say that? 你表样 like that.
表扬.
个表样,
Yeah, 表扬.
个表样 like that, right?
对.
Okay, I didn't teach him that.
But you learned it, you mastered it, right?
I don't
Okay,
know
now,
who teach him that.
like say, like in Chinese, well, you stupid, like that kind of thing, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, anyway, I know that you know China that much, yet after marriage, especially after you guys settle in Los Angeles, in the United States, I believe, get involved, what have you noticed in her, those points, those minor points that you could not accept? I know for sure there must be something.
Of course.
Like in my case, in my wife, I know things I could not accept. And of course, she vice versa. So now, what did you see in her, those minor points, or here and there, that you could not accept?
We first got married. There's always a problem with us not sleeping side by side.
Yeah.
But my dad was in the military before, so we had a strict regime at home. Go to bed early, wake up early.
All right.
So
okay.
she'd go to bed late and then wake up late. However, she told me in China, she said, I guess I was born an American because I sleep in American time.
American time, yes.
So I go, okay, you know what? I understand it. Ultimately, the end game is going to go to America, right? So
okay, now
she gets to America, and then she gets back on China time. The first thing I'm trying to say is, I give her the benefit saying jet lag.
Okay.
No problem. 1 to 2 weeks.
The jet lag, okay, for 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah, but then
Sometime for 2 months.
Yeah. Hey.
Okay, anyway.
I mean, I try to be as understanding as possible because
Okay.
if she's not understanding and I'm not understanding, some of the differences and the problems that we face, not just as an interracial couple, but as a couple in general, will all consume us and then separate us, possibly.
Understanding her.
Yes.
Understanding where she comes from, right? So that, and so does his understanding make you understand him more?
Yeah, I think so.
He does that way,
Yeah,
right?
because he understands me a lot and he adapts to our culture very fast. And he
I
learns
see.
Chinese. And because he wants to know more about me.
Do you still follow China time?
No.
No, no longer.
He always said I'm a vampire.
Okay. Oh, vampire, okay.
So no garlic in the
I
house.
see, I see.
But
So I don't see any scar. All right, anyway. So now, I'm saying that, is there any special moment you guys kind of end up in an argument over things or even small things?
Well, I mean, there's some like minor cultural issues at the onset.
For example, please, I'm kind of example guy.
Okay, so I think within the first week of being in China, I want to preface this on what my family does. I'm really big in the family. That's what's most important to me.
All right, good.
We, at Christmas time, is a big celebration for us. We take the ladies' coats in the family. Don't care if it's aunt, sister, or whatever. We take their coats and put them in the bedroom or hang them up. And that's what the gentlemen do. Because I've been always taught to be a gentleman.
Yes.
Well, when the first lady left, I got the coat and I helped put it on for them.
Sure.
And that's American culture, as being a gentleman.
Gentleman style.
Unfortunately, in the Chinese culture, that was taken, I liked her.
Okay, good.
And
and my uncle tried to beat him up. My uncle said he tried to chase my wife.
and as Julie, being familiarized with the Western culture at the time, kind of helped me speed through it. And then she took me aside and didn't say, She didn't say, you goof. She just said, baby, this is the culture. And she pretty much said that you can't do this in this culture. And then she goes, why did you do it? And she asked me why. And I said, because this is how it is in my family. I said, well, I'm married. I said, your family is my family now.
And he always liked to wink his eyes like that. It kind of,
I know the good part is that she did not insist, right?
No.
If she insists, no, let's do it my way. You're my husband, let it do my way. You got to do my way. I don't care about your American style, your German style, go hell, right? Do it my way. What if she insisted on her way?
Well, it would be insisting on her way. Well, obviously in China, I should adapt her way because she's Chinese and she knows the culture.
Yes, of
and you know what?
You're right.
I don't want to have you know how the show people have pies in their face? Inevitably, that's what's going to happen to me if I fail not to listen to her advice. So, I mean, everything is adaptation and understanding. That's how the Darwinism shows it.
I know.
Theory of survival, yes.
What you're saying that once you're in America, do it the American way. Once you're in Rome, do the Roman stew. Right?
Yes.
Now, once you're in China, do the Chinese stew, like that kind of thing, right? So now, the problem is that sometimes in life, people do encounter a situation. So no matter in Rome, in Los Angeles, in Chicago, in China, in Qingdao, whoever, you do it my way. That kind of thing. What if you encounter a situation like that? Or did you ever, in your 10 years of marriage, encounter any situation like that?
Well,
I think we do.
Let her talk.
In China?
Did you boss around him? Or have you ever bossed around him?
Yeah, the Chinese lifestyle is totally different as here. And we like to, at the weekend, to hang out with a lot of friends and drink around. And we're drinking a lot. And then he doesn't like that. And I said, I must want to go tonight to drink.
And then he says,
he
you
said,
must stay home.
Yeah, he said, why? You should use this time to improve yourself. You should learn more stuff, like to acquire some knowledge from the book.
Okay.
I said, I'm not that age. And he liked the opera. I can't imagine a guy like 20 years old like an opera. So every time he listens to opera, I just turn on my nightclub music. And then
Oh yeah, that's a good another example. That's another example.
And
right?
then at the
He likes Mozart,
Yeah.
and you like, say, Michael Jackson, for example.
Yeah, something like that, like DJ music.
And how do you handle that?
well, I used to go to the clubs in Chicago, so I mean, you know what? If I have to force her to do things that I want to do, then there's no point in being in a marriage because the ultimate point in life is happiness. That's what everyone strives for. That's what all the psychologists will tell you to and philosophers will tell you. Happiness is it. And if I let her do something that's not going to make her happy, then our relationship's going to suffer. Happy wife, happy life.
And when did you start to realize that you should stay home at nighttime with your husband instead of going out or drinking with your friends?
When I grew up.
No. I mean, later you grew up, much later.
Yeah, much later.
Not that moment.
Yeah.
10 years ago, you were not.
Yeah.
Right?
I was-
Very good, very good.
10 years ago, I didn't grow up. I like to have a lot of fun, like a party. But he always be with me and always accompany me. He said, no matter where you go.
In other words, you did not order her, you dragged her,
Yeah.
right, over to the American side.
Yeah.
Very good. My dear audience, my lovely audience, I'm very happy about the fact that I can be positive to you by bringing these information, the kind of information to you, to show you a good example that in life, there is always a way, a chance to compromise. When you do compromise, the result is positive. And yet, over the same problem, if you do not compromise, if neither party compromises, there's going to be a fight, and the fight can be as big as World War III. Am I right? Okay, now,
Yes.
so stay with us. We'll be right back, please. Hello, my dear dear folks, welcome back to the show. My dear, lovely fellow Americans, lots of us facing problems in life, especially when you have an interracial marriage, though. You're talking about life on another elevation with more problems. And about a month ago, we had a show of talking about interracial marriage, attended by my good friend Evelyn Town, talking about her marriage with her husband. Lovely story, nice person, nice couple. And after the show, I received lots of email response, which are very positive. And there's one even say that we like you, we love you for your politics, and we love you even better for not when you are not talking about politics, right? So today, once again, is the time that I'm not talking about politics. Joining me is a lovely couple, Julie Gish and Joseph Gish, and the lovely couple married for 10 years already. The marriage, however, only came out as a result of 7 days of knowing each other. And yet he is banned. And yet when they both were caught by pneumonia, and yet when the lady had an accident that twisted her ankle, and yet he had to carry her on her back, and yet she was a little overweight at that moment.
Oh my God.
I knew everything now, right? Very good. Now, okay, with all points checked, though, the last thing is about money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I have to say this, lots of people marry for money. Well, you don't have to marry for money, but you have to live with money. Without money, you don't have a life, right? So now, how do you, there are moments when she is working, there's the moment when she is not working, there's the moment when you are not working, there's the moment when you are working. I know you're better off now. You're much, much better off now. You are a partner of a tax firm, right? So how do you guys, or how have you guys been handling your money? Please.
It's been, would you defer to me on this one, baby?
All right.
Well, the number one thing is no matter how big or small your paycheck is, number one thing is to live within your means. We had to live within our means, and we set a budget. We said we have X amount for housing, X amount for entertainment, X amount for food and utilities. We have to set a budget and then set long-term goals on how we're going to achieve everything. And I wasn't getting an optimal salary when I first came here. And unfortunately, my first job, the hospital declared bankruptcy 1 month after I started.
Oh, yeah? All right. Yeah. 1 month after you took a job in the hospital, it declared bankruptcy.
Yes.
Chapter 11.
They did a kind of a reorganization, but they were funded. So at least that they could keep the doors open, because obviously I don't want to get into because I do have still a fiduciary responsibility.
I see. Okay, just now you mentioned about you have a budget plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to give me the XYZ number of dollars. Mm-hmm. Can you share with us about the percentage? That is very important. That's very important to my audiences as reference. How do you plan yourself?
Well, what I do is I take a look and I guesstimate maybe 20 to 30% is a fluctuation based on utility usage and everything, is housing. We try to save about 15%, but I overcompensate because I want her happy and she needs to have fun, correct?
Okay.
So I actually bump the entertainment budget because she's not doing an easy job, you know? You've been to our house, right?
Okay.
It's not like an easy, clean job, you know? And she's working hard and she's studying a second language.
She told me she painted the whole house.
It's an original one.
Not only designing, I'm talking about the actual painting, right?
Yeah, and I mowed the lawn and cut all the grass and everything.
You
cut
do
the
that.
bush.
Okay, very
Yeah,
good.
that's just, I really liked it.
And just give me a number, how much, as a percentage, by percentage, you set aside for her for entertainment?
30%.
30%?
Yes.
You crazy. You must be crazy. 30%?
Happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife, happy life. Okay, good, good.
And
Let me think about my 30%. How much would that go? Oh my God, I'm much under. I'm much under. Okay, let's go. All right, that's good lesson to learn. 30%. And now you have only down to 70%. What do you do with 70%? You shrink yourself. That's why you're not smoking, all right? You don't drink either. All right, good.
no, he
Well,
doesn't
I
like
mean, you have to make the sacrifices. And obviously, we've both had the discussion that 30% entertainment is going to gradually go down as time goes through. But right now, she's studying and she's going, English is her second tongue, obviously. And getting
Oh, she's doing quite so well.
well, I know, but she's getting a professional certification right now, which is not easy.
Yeah.
I
So
see.
that's why I want to show her that every time you work hard and you achieve something, it doesn't matter if you fail, but it matters that you're putting forth the effort to do it. So that's why I want to create this, and I want her just to feel that she always has somebody by her side to protect her, to hold her, to shield her from anything harmful in the
I
world.
like the word shield. I like that. So, by looking at your husband shielding you yourself that much, though,
Yeah.
what do you think? How does it function to your heart?
I think first, the reason he showed me a lot and let me feel that safe and secure. Like every time he hugged me, we cuddle together. I feel that, how to say this? My parents was divorced when I was a little
Yeah,
kid.
that I know. Yeah.
I always feel like I don't know what I'm seeking for in this life. And at the minute I met him, and I know that's my happiness, and my happiness is transparent. It's
I see.
everywhere. Just I don't know it before, so
I see.
I feel like I being protected and giving me more energy to forward
I
to
see.
achieve my goal. Yeah.
And also, yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry to butt in, but that's the primary reason. A lot of people give me complaints saying, something, Julie needs to go out and do something.
Yeah.
She's very intelligent. She's very creative. You know what I said? You know what my response is? I said that she needs some time to get back to herself, to get the self-confidence. Because anytime you deal with that as a child, it's actually very difficult on a person's psychologically. So that's why I want her to do something with her life, but she has to be 100% ready and 100% self-confident that she can achieve it. Because nothing in life is easy. And if I just don't want her to have any more stress or any problems.
Right. Never mind if I'm asking any question that I should not ask, right? You just say, I'll pass, like that. May I know the age difference? Not exact age, the age difference. How many years in between?
2.
Only 2?
Yeah.
And he is acting like a grandpa already? A grandpa,
old
uncle,
school.
brother, a husband, everything?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, only 2.
Probably I too spoil myself, but he spoiled me a lot.
All right. Do you know that you're being spoiled?
Yeah.
Okay. To a wife who is being spoiled all the time, do you know your obligation? Or are you aware of your obligation all the time or even
Yeah.
sometime?
I think because he treats me very well, and I know more about my obligation. Because if a husband treats me not good, and I won't have a good mood every day, and I won't make the house beautiful, and I won't give him a good family. So
You're saying that I do my part
yeah,
to make him feel happy
yeah,
by providing him, by making him a good home,
yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
All right. You're not going to say, oh yeah, I have the freedom. Let me enjoy more of the freedom. I'll go even further.
No,
you
I don't
don't do
think
that
so.
one.
I'm not that type of person, and I think it's more important that we are together.
I
Love
see,
is
I
company
see, I
with
see.
each other, and no matter what happens, because in the future we still have a long way to go. Nobody
see.
knows what's gonna
Oh, very
happen
good.
next second. So
Okay.
yeah,
That kind of thinking indicates that you really are grown up.
Thank you.
You're grown up already. Okay. To Joseph, okay, man to man, okay. We don't reject ladies. We just want to do we just want to do a man-to-man talk.
No problem.
For the man-to-man talk, though, now we see a world when China and the United States, who have always been complaining about differences, who have always been pointing fingers at each other, now joining hands, working together towards common projects, such as North Korea, right? Such as the world economy, right? So on and so forth. So how do you want to indicate your story? I believe that you came a long way. You came quite a long way, right? To have overcome a lot to be where you are today. To use your example, stretched out to frame out the problems of this world internationally, not interracially.
Of course.
Okay.
So, can I use a small example when I got back to China? Somebody asked me, said, why is United States the world cop? And history serves you right. Adolf Hitler invaded Poland. We let that happen. Then he kind of grew like a cancer upon Europe, threatening the lives of the whole entire world. Millions of people had to die. And in my opinion, that was the only necessary war because you see the atrocities that Japan did to China.
Yes, I agree.
And they got punished for it. But when you're taking a look at China, China has grown exponentially since the 1970s when enacting the trade agreement with the United States. Being a world power means you have to be a leader. Okay. And now China understands that. Yes, because what's going to happen, World War I and World War II started as a conflict between nations. America goes over there, solves the conflict. I know that we're putting our sons and daughters at risk doing that as a country, but it's better than to settle a feud in lieu of settling another world war, where the results are catastrophic, especially with the nuclear wage.
So that's why we're being a cop.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So right now, China realizes that, and China has the only control on North Korea. North Korea laughs at everyone else but China, because China's their cash cow. China cuts off the coal supply. North Korea has no income pretty much, because obviously I feel bad because it's so bad. And it's better than for us to send our bombers and bomb them back to the Stone Age. It doesn't matter where they're at, but people are going to die. It's better than to cut off those funds. They come to the negotiation table, President Xi, President Trump, and the United Nations, which was set to keep peace but hasn't done its job, in my opinion, need to come up, and China and America, as the top two countries in the world, need to show leadership and solve the world's problems together.
Very good statement. I like that. The whole point, if I'm right reading your mind though, that China and the United States, if they join their hands together, they overcome their differences. They are the future for tomorrow.
Yes.
They're the future for the world.
Yes.
Right. In resolving the problem, including the North Korean nuclear problems. Right. Very good. And I'm so glad that we are, even by going over time, ending up in a very, very happy ending. And I seriously introduce to you, my dear friend, dear brother and sisters over there, Joseph Gish and Judy Gish, a lovely couple. Both of them are my friends, or their mother, the mother-in-law too, and they are my friends. I use them as a role model, so that there is a lot of conflicts in between cultures and concept or whatever. Philosophically, there is a lot of problems, and yet, from them I learned that there's nothing cannot be overcome unless you want to make it an excuse. So, thank you very much, my dear friends, for watching, and thank you, Joseph, for sharing, and thank you for sharing, You guys wonderful.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
providing the platform, for letting us speak our story, and thank you to EDI for giving us this grateful opportunity.
Yeah.
Thank you
Without
very
you
much.
guys, this couldn't happen.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank
Thank
you.
you, Judy.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.